All right, I have a hair appointment scheduled today. Do not worry, it's getting worked out. If you enjoy family superhero movies or shows, one I can think of, one that comes to mind is Sky High. If you had fun with that, I think you'll enjoy this. It is about a tier just above Disney Channel premiere for a movie. Hey everyone, my name is Aaron James. This is a review of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, sequel to Shazam from 2019. It is written by Henry Gayden and Chris Morgan, directed by David F. Sandberg, stars Christopher Levi, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, Megan Good, Jack Dylan Grazer, Rachel Zeeler, amongst others. It is about some sisters that are coming to avenge their fathers, which are the gods, and take back the powers that were given to these children that are foster children, and create this family together. And that is mostly where the underlying message focuses on, and that's what the movie focuses on. The movie is family oriented. Underlying message is sticking together as a family. No matter where you're from, you're always family in the end, and that is important to have each other's backs when you grew up together and when you love each other. As far as superhero movie and villains go, it's about a decade behind because there was nothing really interesting to the character. They tried to give them motivation or reasoning beyond just taking over the world or destroying the world, for that matter. It felt very whatever stakes, and then the stakes are even lowered even after or near the end of the movie, or pretty much 5 minutes into or 5 minutes from the end of the movie. Gosh, I need to get my wording right. The final battle was very boss level video game-ish, and it felt that way, so it felt very... I got pulled out of it for a bit. First half of the movie has a cameo, not really a cameo, similar to Superman in the first Shazam, since Henry Cavill was, getting pushed out at the time, if not already pushed out. So they cut off his head in that movie. They had a similar one here, which kind of took me out also, and it was clearly not the actor that you would think that usually plays that person. First half, you could see where it's going, you could see what they're focusing on. Felt very family oriented, and I felt I was more interested in the family dynamic much more than the superhero villain fights, because again, there was not much to it, not much layering to it. I did not connect with any of the villains, especially having someone like Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. You would think maybe they'd give them some depth, but there was not much. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu both worked with what was given to them, and I think they did good with what was given to them, because I could see they were just delivering their lines, and I enjoyed them on screen, but they were just placed into a bad... And Helen Mirren, in interviews, said that she hasn't seen the movie or does not know what the plot is about. So she probably just showed up and read her lines and just delivered them and then went on her way. But you couldn't really tell. It seemed like she actually was putting in effort when it came to her scenes, and I liked that. So she did good with what she had. Same with Lucy Liu, who I feel that did not have as much screen time, but started getting more as the movie progressed. Still seemed like she worked well with what was given to her, and that was it. So you have Asher Angel plays the Billy Batson kid, and then Zachary Levi playing the adult. They didn't have Asher Angel in the movie as much as they did in the first one, and I think they focused more on Zachary Levi. And I will say Zachary Levi delivered this personality better, and Asher Angel was trying to present or perform with the same personality as that Zachary Levi brought, but maybe they knew there was a disconnect somewhere, because he was not in it as much. He was an adult, or the character Shazam, much longer than he was in the first one. We actually saw the adults of these characters that, when they become superheroes, much more than we saw them as kids for a good amount of the movie. Jack Dylan Grazer, he does good with what he has. He's a good actor. He's a good performer. And I think they noticed that because they had him as a kid much more than they had him as an adult. And the actor that played him as an adult, Adam Brody, he was cringy with his performances. And I think he was trying to play Jack Dylan Grazer, the kid, unlike Asher Angel, was trying to play Zachary Levi's, bring out Zachary Levi's personality, and Brody was not. He was not great. So I was more interested when he was just being a superhero, fighting, and not really saying his lines. Older, or I would just say kids superhero movies, you have this ending with a lot going on and faceless, nameless, disconnected monsters roaming, attacking people, and the superheroes have to band together as a family and look out for one another and save the world. And so that's what happens at the end. And so it was fun, and again, as a family movie. And it's difficult, and I feel I have to address that because there are movies like, we'll say, Endgame, or even certain Marvel movies, or even Aquaman, I would say, and Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman. It feels very true to the comic, as well as more mature, or an attempt to present a more mature story while still being open to the family, where this movie felt very focused on the family dynamic and being a family film. It was colorful, which I liked, but that is the focus, and that is about all it gives to you. I think being this far into the superhero game, and as many movies that have come out, I would think that they would be able to deliver a family movie while also creating depth to the villains, but they ignored that. Still, DC's been suffering very hit and miss since the beginning anyway. Now I want to spend the next minute, 2 minutes speaking on spoilers, because these are minor spoilers, may not necessarily ruin the movie for you, but can take some parts away. So this is a spoiler warning. Now, alright, we're getting into it, so you've been warned. Gal Gadot does a cameo at the end of the movie. And they did the not really a cameo, not really her cameo of Wonder Woman in the beginning, in the first half of the movie. And when they finally bring her at the end, they amped up her music really loud for a while. And maybe they expected the audience to clap or cheer, but it did not feel exciting. And it felt very, it's Gal Gadot, it's Wonder Woman, whatever. Like, we're kind of we're not really excited to see Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman anymore because of how underwhelming a lot of their performances have been recently. And Gal Gadot, I do not think is a great actress anyway. So I did not care. I did not think there was anything that was going to come from it except from, hey, we have Wonder Woman in this movie, which is weird considering that James Gunn and company want to express that they're revamping or refreshing, restarting the DC universe, but they do not seem to know what they want to let go of, right? They got rid of Henry Cavill. They're getting rid of Ben Affleck in a way. They are keeping Ezra Miller for whatever reason, and they got rid of Amber Heard for Aquaman, the sequel. I do not think they know what they're doing, and the decision that they are making, I think, is very stupid. Whatever, James Gunn's leading it. And he's hiring himself to make these movies anyway. They have yet to hire another director for any movie. He's doing Superman. He's probably going to do another Suicide Squad. I don't know what he's doing. And he's friends with Zachary Levi, so even if Levi is out here saying dumb stuff, he probably has a secure job as Shazam for however long these movies go on, and potential spin-offs, because we have Justice Society of America probably in the works, or the idea is being put into the works. I think that they are unsure of what they're doing, especially with this transition as James Gunn takes the reins. They have yet to even release anything under James Gunn, right, under his supervision or as him in charge of this department. And things are already looking messy and dicey and unorganized. So I'm trying to figure out what is there to expect, and am I going to watch these movies the way I'm starting to look at Marvel movies of, it's just superheroes that you might like, very television, with the quality going back to 2000s, where you may have those diamonds in the rough, fun action movies, but in the end, it's just a kid's thing that shouldn't be taken seriously. It feels very Power Rangers, to be honest. Anyway, my hair is looking a mess. I actually have an appointment in about an hour. I would like to know what you all think of the movie, if you've seen it. What do you think of my hair? What do you think of this video? Until next time, y'all take care of each other. Check up on one another. Check up on yourself. And remember, potential has no limit.